Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Merlin here, and welcome back to the next installment on King's King Arthur Legends Rise. Get my teeth in my help. Done a couple of other videos today, which is probably why it's teeth rattling time. So I've just collected my usual bits and pieces on Plaza Fountain and the Mage's Tower. I'm going to do the summon in a minute, but I wanted just to run through a couple of quick things first for you. You're probably wondering when you start playing your game, you see other people playing, and you think, well, how are they getting their buildings upgraded? And I myself was thinking that for quite a while, and I'm thinking, well, what do I need to do to get my buildings upgraded, because they're all level 1? And it wasn't until I got to the end of storyline 8, so the main story, chapter 8. It wasn't until I got to the end of that, I mean, obviously there's quite a few I need to go back over, but we'll do that later. But it wasn't until I got to the end of that did I actually realise that by completing story 8, it opened up the Stonemason's Workshop. Now, the Stonemason's Workshop is actually what you need to do to upgrade your buildings. It is basically your building upgrade area. So from that point, I've been able to upgrade my castle to level 4, and at the same time as the stonemason becoming available, there became a steel mill and a lumber yard. And obviously you need the iron and you need the wood for your upgrade of your buildings, as much as anything else, I think, anyway. So again, I've been able to upgrade these because they're quite low in regard to basically the value to upgrade. So this is now level 5, and you really need like 1700 and 1200 respectively. Then the general idea is that you can then develop accordingly. Now, it's a 12-hour 12-hour kind of waiting, or not waiting. It's a 12-hour resource maximum collection. So basically, what it does in the steel, for example, it will collect 100 iron every 10 minutes, up to a maximum of 7,200 at the moment for level 4. So that basically gives you 720 minutes, which is 12 hours. Can't upgrade at the moment until Castle becomes level 5, and I'll come to that later, hopefully. So in the meantime, I can just collect what I've done in both of those, and that increases, obviously, my supplies accordingly. So, what else is new in this situation? Now, I think I was in the Colosseum last time we spoke. So we'll do our dailies on that in a moment. And also, I think... No, we hadn't gone into the Forbidden Dungeon by this point. Forbidden Dungeon basically is a dungeon where it just goes down and 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 down. And you just continue going, and you get rewards. And those rewards primarily are things like items for resources, so lumber or iron. For example, tokens, which can be used, I believe, for things within the shop. Or I may be wrong, and obviously pedestal again as well, much the same thing. So hopefully we'll go through a couple of those as well in a moment, just to kind of give you an idea. With the power-up dungeon, I've gone, I think we're playing the beasts, I believe I'm on level 5, and Burning Land, Gorgos, I think is level 5 as well. So yes, so I'm kind of like moving on slowly, unlike a lot of others in this situation. But again, we'll do bits and pieces in just a moment. One other thing I wanted to address while I was here on this video was to try and avoid the hero collecting games mistake that I've made in regard to collecting your heroes and gearing them up. It didn't even occur to me until probably the last day or so that basically the gear that you have on them may be relevant more than what it is at the moment. So we already know that, for example, with Morgan here, I've got a 4 set of attack, which means I get 30% extra attack. And that's the maximum you can do is 4. The 2 sets of 4 sets. You can have either 3 sets of 2, or a 4 set in a 2 set, for example. I don't think you can have 6 set on attack though. I think it's got to be maximum of 4 item. And it wasn't until I actually got onto doing the dungeon for the gear, which is the equipment dungeon here, that you can see there are obviously different items. So the first set is attack, critical, and speed. The second set is defense, life, and drain. And eventually the third set is corrosion, immortal, and strife, which is to do with your kind of relics and add-on and a belt, I believe, anyway, or something that will come in due course. But it wasn't just that so much. It was more about the fact being is that within your heroes collection, not only do you have the type, whether it's common and so forth, and not only do you have the type of relic, you also have the type of class. And I'd seen this all along, and I really hadn't taken any notice whatsoever. And you have 4 classes. So you basically have your attack class. You basically have, I believe this is your support class. I'm trying to find out. It's Hector be one. Oh, actually, this might be defense class. Actually, thinking about it, this may be. It doesn't actually say which one it is. Actually, what's the type of it? Hang on, let me just see if I can find out. Let's go into the codex. Might be a little bit easier. Let's go into the codex. So let's just pick on Merlin, for example. So Merlin is a support class, which is the kind of goldish colour. Let's see if I can find a different pun. Morgan is actually control, so it's a control class. So this kind of comes in handy with the fact being as he does do control things at time. What else we got there? This is Gawain, who's your attack class, so that's obviously in the red, and the defense class is in the blue. So basically, what I'm trying to get at with regards to your equipment, there are relevance equipment for the relevant type of class you're in. So at the moment, obviously, I've got an attack class and then 2 spares on Morgan. Now, given the fact that she's control, I should really be looking more towards vigor and accuracy for the purposes of hers. So, for example, I don't think it was on here at all. Let's have a look at the filter. We need... where's the vigor? I'm trying to find the vigor. It's somewhere on here. Defense, life, damage, critical, speed. We want the accuracy anyway. So there's no equipment available for accuracy for her. And there'll be a vigor one somewhere. I'm trying to find where it is. There will be a vigor one as well, which will help. I think that's... what's that? That's... whatever it is. So basically, the whole point is that... oh, there's vigor there. Gosh, as much as I was looking, wasn't it? So the vigor one there. So there's no equipment for vigor anyway. So at the moment, I'm managing with what I've got. But the situation, from what I can tell, is that, you know, each class will benefit differently from having different types of equipment. Let's take the filter off. So, like an idiot, I've completely forgotten all about this and gone over it, and basically I probably now have got stuff on people that I shouldn't have. So what I will be doing at some point is I'll be going through all my existing heroes and probably taking off equipment that they shouldn't have and putting on equipment that they should. So for example, I think so Tristan is an attack. So basically he should be having things such as attack, speed and critical. And at the moment he's got defense, so he's not benefiting from this. So what we need to do is take off his defense one and put on an attack one, or a speed one, or a crit one. So this is what we need to look at. So that's what I will be doing in due course, probably off screen, is to run through my entire cast that I've got at the moment and review what I need, and then go into the dungeons and try and gather gear that will be relevant to the right individuals. So that's that one. That's the rookie. That's the kind of like, it's not even a rookie mistake. This is a mistake that should never happen. If you're a rookie, you probably wouldn't necessarily know, especially to hero collectors, you wouldn't necessarily know it. But for the point of what we're saying here, someone that's been playing hero collectors games for the last 7 or 8 years, it should have been something I picked up on beforehand. And I'd imagine probably there's a few there when I was going through my equipment before, that were seen on the first video, were going, oh, what's he doing? What's he doing? But now you know why. The other thing is that I've been looking at some research on things of relevant teams. So again, this is something I've been trying to do. This is something I know I've been trying to do purposely, is to try and get yourself to a team that will work specifically against these type of monsters. So, for example, with Penfeed, the thing is with Penfeed, he has a barrier that goes up straight away, and that barrier will be released upon multi-hit. So when you go in, you can see here they give you recommended tags for the people that you need, recommended heroes. So, for example, for Penfeed, they're looking at Kay, they're looking at Tristan. They're also looking at 2 other rarity ones. You've also got the additional tags, so you can do multiple tags. So, for example, and it's not showing on here, one of the ones that they've picked up on is Sarah, who is a healer. So you would look at Tristan, Kay, Sarah, and then Morgan or Anguish, which I think is no, he's not there either. So some of these ones that have listed may be useful, but it might be better to use a couple of others that have been done in research. So you do it as you see fit, but it's kind of trying to work out a team that will work in your favour. But not just that. So, for example, with Tristan, just to give you an idea, basically it's suggested that when you use Tristan, you only use him for one reason, and that is for his level 1, his skill 1. So let's just go into to find him a minute. And we go into his this one, I think it is. Yeah, there we go. So skill 1, attacks the enemy, but has a 50% chance to inflict the attack speed decrease for 2 turns. So what that means is that every time he attacks, he only attacks once. He doesn't have multiple, obviously, attacks with his. I don't think. No, he doesn't. No. So for this particular enemy, it's suggested that you stick to him with using skill 1, with the view that every time he takes an attack, which is only going to use 1 vigor, it will decrease the opponent's speed. So the yellow bar that comes across the bottom or the top of the screen, it means that they won't. The more he does this, the less turns they'll take, which means the less chance he has to keep putting his barrier back up. So that's the first thing. And then you've got people like Kay, for example. If I can find who she is. It's probably a bit further down my list now, purely on the grounds that basically that I haven't built her up. There she is there. So again, we'll go into relics. So she has multiple attacks on skills 2 and 3, and it's suggested that the majority of the time her moves are, or even 1 for that matter, you can either do 5 times or 4 times, but with 4 times, so level 2 for example, we've gone here. So skill 2, hit attacks 4 times, but the last hit grants CS rate increase level 2 for 2 turns and a CS damage increase for 2 turns. So that basically means that it gives a benefit to herself over the following 2 turns. And this is the thing that we're trying to work out. So I've been trying to work out basically what teams to build up, and it will take a little while for me to kind of get the gist around this. And I imagine a lot of you've already kind of moved forward on that progress and have been able to find, but the irony of a lot of this, and this is a shame to be honest for this game, this guy, Arthur, he's overrated at the moment. He is at the levels that he's at the moment, until you start getting purple stars, which you don't get until you unlock the favor dungeon. He is overrated. His skill set is not enough to warrant the dungeons. He doesn't appear in the dungeons. So, for the benefit of the storylines, yeah, you use him, that's fine. But actually, to be honest, it does sort of kind of like strike home in the sense that he has no real bearing at the moment, and which is really strange considering the fact the game is called King Arthur. He has, until you, I think they say for chivalry purposes, for example, let's just go into relics again. Chivalry, until you get to level 8, his majority of his skill set doesn't play a major part. You'll get some decent stats, don't get me wrong, but there are plenty of other characters out there that you could swap out for him more often than not. People like, where are we? Isolde, you've got Anguish, You've got Rosier. Rosier. So, these are characters that, that are being used more and more. Clementine, Sarah, we've already said. There are other characters, that I haven't got yet that shall be used. People like, for example, Degeret. This is a person that you would use on the Gorgos, which is the second monster, because of his, and he's only an uncommon, but he is more beneficial than a lot of other characters that are actually in the game, that are rare. So, for example, they're saying that Gareth, you would hardly use at all. You would hardly use Frederick at all. You wouldn't use Cormac that much. These are things that these are what people have kind of said and played the game already. Notwithstanding, this is obviously a new game. Obviously, this is coming from people that have played the beta test. We're now obviously in early access, and from what I can tell, the main game itself goes live in the next few days, from what I can understand. If you've been playing the early access, you're unaffected, which is fine. But it kind of gives you that point. Anyway, I've kind of dragged on and talked about rubbish for the last 10 minutes, so let's kind of move forward and let's do some dailies and then take it from there. As always, whenever we're doing any of this, please do, if you've got any comments or hints yourself, by all means, please make sure that you comment in the section below, just to kind of give everybody an idea where we're at. So I'm just going to summon. And what I'm actually going to do, I can appreciate probably that the basic background sounds a bit loud, so I'm going to kind of just change that a minute while we're in game. We'll do that now. So the sound, we'll take that back a bit. If it's too quiet, then obviously let me know. But I got a feeling that from what I can hear in my headphones, that basically that it does seem to be quite loud. So, right, so that's that one done, and there's another summon there as well. Looks like it. Free summon. There we go. Talking of summons, if you are new to the game, one of the things that you need to do it's called Rise Summon. And what happens is on the left-hand side of the screen, you've got all of these, but there'll be another one called Rise. Make sure you summon, you'll get 10 free summons in the Rise. Make sure you summon them because you'll get your Morgan in there. You'll get a guaranteed Morgan, and you need Morgan more than anything else. You need Morgan. She's probably one of the most important characters in the game, so make sure you do that. And then just maximise the best you can with the summons you've got. I'm trying to keep up till I get to 10, but that's because you do get benefits from that thing. So we'll leave that again and move forward. Right. I do have an option as well to upgrade one of my buildings. I want to look at castle a minute. First of all, what does it say I need to do? So when you look for upgrading, it gives you the reason what you need to do. So I need to get market level 2, plaza fountain level 3. Level beasts, so this is Penveed, I need level 5, and the Forbidden Dungeon level 5, which I haven't done yet. Okay, so we obviously can't do that. I'm going to do Plaza because if I upgrade that, you get more. I'm going to get more potion. The issue with the potions on this is it's like the common potions, so you take a hell of a load of potion to actually make it worth your while. So I'm at 192 now, but it's still only the small potions that it's going to be doing. I don't think... Yeah, it's always going to be small potions. You get a lot more as you go up, which is fine, but if you imagine 192 on a character that's level 30, it's probably only going to get you half a level. So what other things can we look at in here? Right, so let's go through here. I don't want that. Experience on there. So packages for the day. Oh yeah, always get our jewels. One thing I would recommend doing as well. Once you, obviously, jewels are a finite resource that comes in every so often, but once you've done what you need to do, I would suggest this one, the gold package. You get 1.5 million for 1,000 jewels, whereas with 500 you only get 600,000, and with 100 you only get 100,000. So actually, ironically, you get an extra 100,000 for doing the gold package 2, and you get an extra 300,000 for doing gold package 3. And as you can see, I've got 1.2 million left, so I haven't been using it that much, but that's what I'd recommend doing. I'll just click on a couple of achievement pages. I've moved on quite a bit with this. So again, since the last video, I've done a lot of off-screen work, and I've moved forward quite a bit. But quite clearly, I do need to review my roster. Path of Lord. So this is obviously was opened up when I'd opened up the forward stonemason. Okay, take that one out of there. Codex, so I think this is where the new person's come in. Where are we? Somewhere in here. Where is it? I lost him. Where's Finn? Now, another tidbit when it comes to hero management. Obviously, people say only improve certain heroes over a certain given time, and that's fine, because you can either do a tall roster, a tall thin roster, which means obviously you have a few characters that are top heavy, or you have what I call a broad roster, which means a lot of your roster is very similar in resources. I've always favoured, and this is personal opinion, I always favoured a broad roster, and the reason I've favoured that is come out of Marvel Strike Force, whereby I've stopped playing about 6 months ago, but they come into a point, and they're still doing it now, where a lot of the older characters who are not being used are now being reworked, but people hadn't used the resources on them, so they're now saying, oh, that's ridiculous, I've now got to put resources into a level 1 character. So this is where I found that actually building up a broad roster helps. Now, one of the things I did early on with a lot of this, and I'll do this with one I've just picked up with Finn, I think it's, where is he to? Somewhere down here. Actually, let's just sort this into uncommon. There he is there, Finn. So basically what I tend to do is, what I had done is basically got a lot of these common orbs from the Penveed dungeon, and what I did, let me just kind of rank him up a minute, and we'll do the same again. Well, let's just rank him up, and I'll just take him to 20 for now, and that's fine. I can live with that for the time being. I'll advance you later. But what I did, you go into the Penveed dungeon, and I think it was either this one or level 2, one of the two anyway, and I put on a repeat battle. So let's just give an idea what I mean. So you basically got into that, and we're going to go with, we've got the one there. I don't have, I'll leave that at, I've got Morgan, I've got Tristan, I've got Kay. Oh, Sarah's the other one, wasn't it? So Sarah, let's put in Sarah. There we go. And I'm going to do repeat battle. I'm only going to do it, say, 3 times. There you go. And obviously it takes it off of your existing stamina. That's just game settings, I don't want that. Right, so repeat battle, and let's go back again. 3 times to start. Before you actually start, I think I'm on auto, so let me just take the auto off a minute. Stop. No, it's going to carry on. What I'm going to do is skill order, and Tristan, I only want him to do, oh, he's already taking a turn, so let me just take that out. Yeah, so basically I only want him to do level 1, and I only want her to do level 2. So it should always stay on level 2. Morgan can come off of that. Actually, no, I'll leave her on level 2 as well. And then let that run, and I think if Sarah's right, no, we'll leave that run as is, but the rest of them stick as is, so like that. And it should, in theory, so Tristan should always do a level 1. Okay, so with a repeat battle, it just takes into the next one straight away. So if you just wait a few seconds, we'll just go into the next one. So that time, Tristan's it's a 50% chance of reducing the speed bar, but it didn't reduce it. It doesn't say how many hits it takes before the barrier comes down, but I imagine it's probably something like 9 or 10. That's 5. So once again, it didn't take down the speed gauge. Unless it's a decrease overall rather than reducing it, so in other words it doesn't speed up so much. Okay, so basically there you go. There's your repeat battle done for 3 battles, and as you can see at the end of the 3 battles, it tells you what you've got. So what I did do early on is I did about 10 battles in one sitting. I just let it run on its own for 5-10 minutes, and I came back and found that obviously I'd built up quite a few common orbs, and because you need common orbs initially to level up from 10 to 20, so you get to 10. And then you advance from 10, so you go from 11 to 20. It meant that for every character that I had, I mean, there were differing values. So, for example, first of all, I didn't do with the common heroes. I've not even touched the common ones. I don't see the point of them. I can see why they bring them in the game, but to be honest, they play no part in this game unless they're going to play a part later. They don't play any part in the game. Apart from, I think, in the adventure story, which again I'll come to in my next video. Basically, it's kind of like, how can I put it? It's more about the fact that the other 3 levels are the ones you look at: the uncommons, the rare, and the legendaries. So, for example, to upgrade a uncommon advance uncommon from level 10 to go into, so you can then level up from 11 to 20, it costs 5 common. A rare costs 7 common orbs, and a legendary costs 10. So I kind of calculated what number of, I think it was what number of kind of characters I had at a certain level, and basically kind of worked out how many I needed, and then just continued doing the repeat battles until I had enough. So now pretty much every hero on my list has at least a level 10. I haven't upgraded them past the level 10, but they have at least a level 10 unless you're like a common, for example, so the commons aren't being utilised. But everybody else, uncommon upwards, have got at least a level 10 on their characters. Now, eventually I'll do the same with the 20s. So, for example, with the 20s, you need the uncommon orbs, and again, it's a case of you need 5 uncommon orbs for the uncommon to go from 20 to 21, and to relinquish from 20, so you can go into 21, and 7 for a rare. I haven't worked out a legendary because I've already gone past that point by this time anyway. All my legendaries were above that. But you also need eagle stones. So you'd also need, like, say, for example, 3 eagle stones for an uncommon, 5 for a rare. So in the case of, trying to make sure, so I think this is the one here. So basically, this one is going from 20 to 30, so that's the wrong one to look, to be honest. I want to look at one that's 10. So let's go to a 10, and we go for advanced. You can see here we need 5 uncommon and 3 eagle stone. So that's where you get them. Now the eagle stones you get from, if memory serves me right, it's not that one. There's not even any of those either. Where did I get the eagle stones from? I'm trying to remember now. It's probably from possibly the marketplace. I don't think it's from the arena. No, it's not. I'm trying to think where it was now. Okay. I'm sure it'll come to me eventually, or if someone knows themselves, they probably have to tell me where it come from. But basically, getting your stones, I think, actually thinking about it, if I go into my inventory, I got a feeling it's this one. Yes, so basically, whenever you get a fairy stone bundle, for whatever reason, so it could be from your rewards, and there you go. So I put in 5. There was 5 I had, so I got 2. So 1 eagle stone, 2 fairy, solar fairy, and 2 draconic fairy, and they kind of the latter 2 then take you from 20 to 30 and so on. And I think here there's another load here that I can unpack as well, which I'm not going to unpack at the moment, but I will unpack them at some point. So kind of that's how it sort of worked in regards to building up my characters to make them into a broad roster, because we found out through research that one of the best characters to take part in the Gorgos dungeons, the one for your potions and gold, is this guy. And this guy basically, if we look at his turn, what he does, we basically have, I think it's one of these here. So his level 3 attacks enemy 2 times, 80% chance to inflict poison for 2 turns, and inflicts bleed on self for 2 turns. Now you're going to say, well, that sounds a bit strange. Why is that happening like that? And the same as here. Basically, he likes to infect himself. Now the reason behind that is to do with these. So when inflicted with DOT, which is the negatives, so your things like your poison, etc., you gain effective accuracy increase level 1 for the rest of the battle. So it increases his accuracy. If you have 2 or more effective accuracy increases, it removes all buffs from himself, recharges all allies attack gauge, so the yellow bar, by 30%, and removes all negatives from the allies. So actually what he's doing is he's actually healing everybody else by taking away all their negative buffs, gearing him to himself, but then he benefits himself anyway. And I think it's the same with this one. At the start of the battle, he inflicts carelessness on self for the rest of the battle. Now what does that mean? It basically means that he applies effective accuracy decrease 3 to himself. So he actually is reducing his effective accuracy, but then he's actually taking it back again with everything else that he does. So this guy is actually, however way you look at it, he is proving to be a popular choice when it comes to this particular dungeon. And that's why I believe a broader roster is better, because in the long term, I think more and more of these uncommon characters and rare characters are going to be utilised. It's good to say, I'm going to have 4 or 5 legendaries. Well, 4, because you only have 4 on the field at any one time. I'm going to have 4 legendaries. Fantastic. So it's cost you a fortune in resources to get them up to the decent levels. You've then got the situation of basically that actually their kit doesn't work in a way that it'll take forever to dispose of your enemies. So think about that as well. So let's just take some more stuff off. That's the dailies. We'll unlock this. So this one is summoning an uncommon legendary heroes shard, and that is it's Tristan. So it's uncommon to legendary, so it's anywhere between uncommon and legendary. So that basically is going to help a relic. And this is one of those hero advancement, common to mythic. Doesn't say. Oh, there we go. Some more common orbs. Okay, so let's go back to Tristan, for example. And we go to his relic. And we can now unlock the red one. So we've already got the blue one. We can now unlock the red one at a cost of 5,000 coins. So we now have two choices. We can either use a red or a blue when it comes to the battle. And given the fact that he's a legendary, it helps because obviously that kind of going sort of like contradict what I've just said about legendaries. I'm not saying that don't use legendaries, but this particular character, Tristan, is one of the best. So that's why you want to use him. Right, what else are we going to do today? So let's look at the Colosseum. Let's go to the arena. Again, I don't know if any of you have been into the arena yet, but again, this is kind of like very similar to most hero collector games, especially things like Marvel Strike Force. Now you set your own defense. So at the moment, my defense is a bit top heavy, and we've got a bit of everything. But eventually, I will probably want to change this and put some of the other rarities in that match up. So, for example, Anguish and Isolde. I want to say Isolde, it's not. It's Isolde, I think it is. I thought the E kind of reads, but anyway, basically they work together. So you put the two together, you're going to benefit from cooperative attacks. So potentially on that basis. And then obviously you've got your levels here of who you can go up against and matched opponents. I'm level 13, so this is not going to be a good draw for me. So I'm going to refresh. Level 8. Now let's have a look and see what we've got. So that's a similar team to me. So they're going to be there or thereabouts. The only reason they're less than me is because of their levels. But let's have a go. And again, we're going to put this on. I'm going to put this on auto. In fact, it's already on auto, I think. Auto 3 speed. There we go. Okay, there we go. That's one of your arenas. Let's see if I can do another one. Yeah, let's do it straight away. Now you may have just noticed then with the full blue kind of arrows, you can select, even though it's on automatic, you can select who they attack. So I look to kind of, even if you've kind of like your relic is not put kind of the best route forward, it's kind of a good idea to see where you can attack. So again, as I just mentioned, Arthur is supposed to be not that good, but in Arena, at this low level, he is pretty good. You know, but obviously the higher you go up, I mean, if you look at some of these teams, I'd imagine they're probably going to have, I don't know if you can see, no you can't see them, but they're going to have, yeah, you can't click on them, but even this one here, for example, currently with 117 points, so it's not on this particular, season rankings, that's what I look at there. Basically, you know, you look at their team, he's got Bell, so it's got 3 legendaries, which is, okay, fair enough. This one's got 2 rares. This one's got a character that hardly ever gets used, but that's maybe because they haven't had a chance to build anything up, but they may find it's useful. So again, we'll just collect what we got. Okay, so not much else. Oh, I was going to buy some items from the market. That's right. Let's have a look and see what we've got from the market. Anything in there we want to buy? We'll buy some of those. So buy one of those. We'll buy both of those because rare potions are handy to have. Do a free refresh. Don't need anything else. Common orbs I don't really need at the moment, but I would probably get some more rare and possibly some uncommon. Oh, and I'll get a draconic stone. That's fine, come out of there. Goes to the forge, purchase equipment. The horn, I don't know what the horn will benefit. I presume that's probably one of the trinkets that you add onto your belt when you do get your belt. Speed, rare speed, curious, yeah, we'll get that. And let's have a look and see if we can go back and change any stats. Right, so let's have a look and see what we've got here. This is level 2. We want to keep the effect, so ideally you want to keep the effect accuracies where possible. Let's change that one. Effect resistance, that's going to help. That's good news. Okay, so we'll go out there. Won't do any more of those. Equipment crafting. Right, so basically equipment crafting was something that wasn't available when I logged the last video, but it became available when I was able to upgrade to level 2 on the forge, and also able to get past the stonemason. So I obviously opened the stonemason. Now basically this means that you can start creating, levels 3 and 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6. At the moment 5 to 6 is pretty much damn impossible because you need these items here. And I think this is where we said about the horn, for example, just a moment ago. I would imagine probably if you go to 4 to 5, yeah, so I've got 2 of the horns and I need 15 just for upgrading or crafting a ring. So we'll stick to 3 to 4s for now. But you still need these items. So this is kind of like, what's this in here? Alright, so this, I see, right, okay. So this material increases the chance for resulting item to be a higher grade and rarity. Tap the slot to toggle its use on or off. So basically, by putting it on, you have an opportunity to make it better. So we know we needed some vigor, for example. So let's go and look at the vigor sets. Okay, so we'll click on that. It tells us what we need. So we've got all what we need, and we're going to do 1. Reveal. So basically, we've got a 4-star rare vigor. So that says recharges 1 vigor at the start of each turn. Effect accuracy 1.85. So I know exactly where I'm going to put this. This is straight away going to Morgan. So we go to Morgan, go to equipment, and that will replace. In fact, you probably had to enhance it as well. I'm not going to enhance it, not 300,000. Oh, I've just done exactly what I didn't want to do. Never mind. Okay, fair enough. I only enhanced it once, so that's good. Do you want to do that maximum? Right, so we'll equip that. It's decreased the overall value, or should I say power, but that's because I've taken out. I've only got. I've still got the 4 set of attacks. I'm surprised on that. Maybe I need to obviously do the ring. It also has come. I think also the reason behind it is that was an enhanced at 6. This is only enhanced at 1. If I was to enhance it, that's it. That's fine. I'll leave it at 5. So the power again straight away has now gone back up to what it was before. So it's kind of helped me on that basis. So we now have. We only need to find another vigor, and then we start trying to find accuracy and things like that. So again, this is something else that I didn't realize. I would thought you had to have these in place to do the crafting. You don't. So let's go with accuracy, and let's do actually no, let's do vigor again, but I want to do this for the ring because it's the ring that we need to do for Morgan. So let's do vigor again. Craft. Reveal. This is a rare 3-star. If I can get 3 and 4 stars now, that's even better. That's better. So we go back to Morgan, and we'll go into our equipment, and we'll go to rings, and we will look to, where's it gone? There it is. I'm going to enhance it. I'm going to enhance it, say, through 2 or 3 times. I don't want to spend 70 grand. No, so we'll enhance it full whack. There you go. And we'll equip. So the defense percentage is going to go down slightly, but the CS damage is going to go up. So hopefully that will actually, so increase our power even more. It doesn't give us the set of, you need a 4 set, so I need 2 more vigor items and 2 accuracy items for this character to actually make it benefit. That's the reason why you need to have 4. So to get the full whack of it, you need to get 4 set of vigor, which is fine, and I can do that. In fact, why don't we just do that? Hey, why am I sitting here saying I can do that? Let's do that now. So vigor, and what we need, we want. Let's have a necklace. Craft. Wow. It's a legendary vigor necklace, that's going to help, and 1 more vigor, and this time we're going to go with earrings. Four-star earrings, brilliant. And then we want 2 accuracies, so this is going to be these, so we're going to craft this. And we're going to craft the boots. And then we're going to go back to Morgan. Okay, so we know that we need to. What are we going to do? We've got to do the armor. We're going to replace that. Again, we'll enhance 3 times. There we go, and we're going to equip. So it's dropped it quite a bit because we've now lost our attack preference, but that's fine because obviously everything else needs to go in place. So we need now to put in the accuracy for this one, which is the boots. Actually, this one, that's it, the boots. So accuracy again, effect accuracy. We're going to enhance that again. We'll do the full whack on this one. And then we've got, I think it's 2 more items we need to do, these 2 items. So we need to put in the vigor. And this one. So we've now, in the matter of minutes, we've now gone up to by another 400 on her power. If we click on her power, on her stats here, so this is the stats set, we can now see that we have a 33% accuracy, 20% resistance, 34% CS damage, 14.5% CS rate percentage, a vigor charge of 2, attack speed of 101 we already knew about. Yeah, so these figures are all increased, well not all of them, but they've actually made a difference to her overall. We've got a force set, which means she gets a vigor at the start of each term, and we have an effect accuracy of 30% because of these 2 items. That's where the 34%. So we didn't have that at 30%, we'd only have 3% accuracy. So in theory, what's happened, this is like one of the characters that I've been able to sort out now, out of another 40 that I want to sort out. So, but also it's released some of the other stuff for other people. So whatever she was wearing, so for example here, she was wearing, I think it was this one here, the attack necklace. Now that can go to somebody else, so one of the attackers. So if we say, so Tristan, he has got a life necklace, and he's an attacker. He doesn't need life, so he basically will benefit from this one. So he'll equip that, and he's only gone up by 4%, but he's gone up nonetheless. So that's the starting point for him, and we'll do the same with this. So he's now got. We still need to get. We can have a 4 set. So to get 30%, we need a 4 set accuracy. So we'll have a look at all this, but this is the point I'm saying, is the fact that by doing that one character, it's released some of those items, so it's been able to kind of help me on that basis. We have another summon by the look of it, another normal summon, so I just do that. I think it's a common, yeah, so we don't have to worry about that. So you'll probably be this will be the last thing I do before we finish off the video for today. You're probably asking me what happens with common characters and shards, and if you're not going to use them. So basically, if you go into the bottom left hand corner on the summon screen, you've got 3 items here. You've got your heroes, where you can kind of spend your coins kind of getting memory stones and therefore building up your chivalry. You've got relics, so basically you're buying relic shards, so that like we just did with Tristan, we've got 3 relic shards, so you can buy them, but I'm not even close to that at the moment. And then basically you have, I don't know where you get the coins these from, exchange shards. So right, so I think what it is, when you go into exchange, which is what we're doing now, you will get items. So I'm presuming if we did that. So who's this character? Hang on, so this one's. Let's pick a character that I'm not probably going to be using that much of. Let's go with this guy then. Let's go with this guy. We'll just use that. No, that's just giving us that. So I'm wondering whether these come from then. Whether it's hang on. See, you learn something new every day. I'll come back to that in a minute. Right, so this is what we do. So basically, with regards to your shards you're not going to use, literally just click on them, max them, click, and then they give you coins there, so exchange them. Thank you very much, and the shards have now gone. Let's go into the other one as well. This is to do with the commons, so this is basically, we're going to max that out. We don't need the common shards. And then we've given ourselves 50 coins there. And then obviously you can utilize the coins. Obviously 50 coins is not going to get you anything at all. If you want, like I want these, I'm going to need 3,750. So the only way you're going to get that is when you get your shards from the summons. So the more summons to do, the more you get. So we'll probably do more of that as well. Anyway, that's going to be it for me for today. As always, as I said, if you've got any hints or tips yourself, you've maybe a bit further on than me, or if you want to share some stories, then please do put the comments in the comment section below. And if you've liked what you've seen, then please get the like button. And if you want to subscribe as well for more notifications of new content as it gets released. I hope you've enjoyed today, and I'll look forward to see you in the next video.